So in this video we're going to look at how to wire up the op amp. So when I introduced the breadboard, we talked about being able to place integrated circuit components across the central dividing section of the breadboard. So I've placed it in here. And what you see if you look carefully at the op amp is that at one end of the op amp it's marked with a small circle. Okay. If we go to the diagram that's shown within the mole notes, the circle on the op amp is denoted by this kind of notch on the actual diagram, and from this we're able to determine what each of the functions of the pins on the op amp are. Okay, and so this is a two-channel operational amplifier. We're going to use both of those channels eventually, one to drive the red LED and one to drive the infrared LED. But to start with, I'm going to show you it wired up with just a single channel. So the pins for the first channel over here, there's an output pin and two input pins. Pins for the second channel are over here, we won't look at those. And then there are two power rail pins, plus 15 volts and minus 15 volts. And there's a plus and minus 15 volt supply on the MIDAC because all integrated circuits use that as the supply. So the first bit of wiring up that we're going to do is for the power supply. So 15 volt rail is down here, so plus 15 volts will go to pin 8. Which is this one over here, and minus 15 volts will go to over here to pin 4. Okay, and now the setup we have the operational amplifier working in is something called a voltage follower mode. We're using the operational amplifier to basically enhance the current output of one of our analog output channels on the MIDAC. So the MIDAC is only capable of giving a few tens of milliamps of current, and the LED over here needs a couple of hundred milliamps of current to run at full brightness. So the op amp in the middle here allows current to flow from the power rail into the output voltage. But we want to keep the output voltage exactly the same as the input. So what we do is to link the output to one of the inputs on the differential terminals of the op amp. And this is called a voltage follower mode, and you can look on the internet to find out more about this. So what we'll want to do when we wire up our MIDAC, our op amp on the breadboard is to link pins 1 and 2 together, and then to wire the other input, pin 3, to the analog output 0 of the MIDAC. So analog output of the MIDAC is over here. Sorry. Okay, analog output 0 on the MIDAC is over here. And let's just tab back again, and that's going to pin 3. And pin 3 is over here. Okay, and then we're going to link pins 1 and 2 together by joining them up like this. And now we can take the output of one of these link pins 1 and 2 and wire it into our LED like this. We're going to need to make sure that the LED is the right way round, but we can always check that afterwards by just flipping it over. Okay, and so the final wire will go from I'm going to have to change these wires because one of them isn't long enough. It's going to go to the ground, the analog ground over here, back on the board, so that the current flows through the full circuit, and then I'm going to replace that loop there, the coupling of the output with the input on the op amp and with a shorter wire. This isn't very clear. Hopefully you'll do a neater job.